There is a specific smell that happens when a motorcycle overheats in the jungle. It's not just burning oil. It smells like panic. I was 60 miles from the nearest road. No GPS signal. No water. And my rear wheel was buried so deep in the mud that the exhaust was bubbling underwater. You know that feeling when you realize you've made a mistake you can't fix? That cold drop in your stomach? I had that feeling for 72 hours straight. People talk about the Darien Gap like it's an adventure. They talk about the cartels, the snakes, and the glory. But they don't tell you about the silence. When you turn the engine off, the jungle is so loud it hurts your ears. And you realize that to this place, you and your machine are just food. To understand why this was a death sentence, you have to understand the geography. The Pan American Highway stretches 19,000 miles, from the top of Alaska to the bottom of Argentina. But there is a break in the line. A 60-mile scar between Panama and Colombia called the Darien Gap. There are no roads. There are no bridges. It is a dense mountainous wall of rainforest that has defeated the U.S. Army, the drug cartels, and massive engineering projects. The mud here isn't just dirt and water. It is clay, rotting vegetation, and rain, mixed into a paste that has the consistency of industrial glue. I decided to bring a 500-pound adventure motorcycle into this. On paper, the bike was capable. It had traction control, off-road ABS, and knobby tires. But physics doesn't care about marketing brochures. The problem started on day one. The issue wasn't the terrain. It was the suction. When you ride a heavy bike in the mud this deep, the mud seals around the tire. It creates a vacuum. To move forward 1 foot, the engine has to overcome not just the weight of the bike, but the suction force of the earth holding it back. My clutch was slipping. The engine temperature was climbing past 250 degrees. The cooling fan was screaming, but it was just blowing hot, humid air back onto a hot engine. We covered 4 miles in 12 hours. That is 3 feet per minute. You can crawl faster than that. By the afternoon, the physical toll set in. This is the thermal trap. You are wearing protective gear because if you crash, you break bones. But the humidity is 99%. Your sweat doesn't evaporate. It just sits on your skin, boiling you inside your own suit. I remember taking my helmet off and seeing steam rise from my own head. My hands were shaking so bad from dehydration I couldn't open my water bottle. And that's when the psychological break happened. I looked at my bike, a machine I usually loved, and I hated it. It wasn't a vehicle anymore. It was a 500-pound anchor that I had to drag through hell.